Alright, today we are going to learn this chapter called Bank Reconciliation Statement. We are going to use question 1 and 3 of the prelim papers as the example. At any point of time, if you need to pause or rewind, please feel free to do so. Here we are going to teach you how to prepare the bank reconciliation statement. I'm also going to teach you how to read the bank statement, as well as the purpose for doing this statement every month. Alright, so the two lesson objective, before we can begin, we must of course learn how to read the bank statement. It is usually given at the end of the month to summarize all the transactions and also inform us of the balance that is in the bank account. And unfortunately, it is going to be different from the one that the accountant prepared in the cash at bank account. So the business, upon receiving this statement, they will want to compare and they want to ensure that all differences are reconciled, okay, before they put the accurate amount in their balance sheet. So the first step to doing this chapter well is, of course, we need to learn how to read the bank statement. The bank statement looks very similar to that of the cash at bank account, but instead of having debit and credit, they had withdrawal and deposit. And the reason is very simple. It is for everyone who has a bank account to know how to read the bank statement. You realize that the bank statement, they have withdrawal on the debit side and deposit on the credit side. This is very different from the one which is the cash at bank, which is an asset. This is because the bank considers the business as a liability, because when you deposit money into the bank account, it does not belong to the bank. So they see the business as a liability. That's why when you see a credit balance in your bank statement, it represents the business have a positive amount in the bank account. And this ending number will be different from, usually it's different from the one that the accountant prepared. This is mainly due to two reasons. I'm going to describe the first reason here on this slide. You can see here the three yellow notepads here that describes the three common transactions that the bank can do on the business behalf. That means the business will not be able to know until the bank statement is being received. Okay, for example, the first one on the 15th of May, a direct debit of insurance was being withdrawn from the bank account. Basically, this is an instruction given by the business to the bank that they are able to just pay on their behalf for insurance. This is commonly known as direct payment or standing orders, and in Singapore we call it GIRO. Then on the other hand, we have on the 19th, we receive a deposit of 5640 from Aston Trading. This is called a credit transfer. It is the amount that we receive directly through the bank. So someone has transferred the money to us. And here we also see a $84 interest income which the bank is giving to us for using their service, depositing money into the bank. And finally, we have a 3860 withdrawal. It's actually a rejected check, a dishonored check. The reason for that could be due to insufficient funds from the original issuer of the check. So, as you can see, the bank frequently does transactions on our behalf without us knowing. That's the reason why this number will not be tally with the one that cash at bank account have. The second reason is time difference. Whenever we receive a check from our customer or when we issue a check to our supplier, the accountant will be the one to know first. So they will be able to update their cash at bank account immediately. So here you can see on the 29th of December, they know of this transaction. They are able to update the cash at bank immediately. But suppose they take like 2 to 3 days to deposit the check into the bank, The bank will then take another 1 to 2 days to clear the check and then update the records into the bank statement. So here, from the first time when you receive or pay the check to the time when the bank finally receive and clear the check, it could be 3 to 4 days later. And this is crucial because at the end of the month, when this usually happens, it will cause your balance to be different. So how do we prepare a bank reconciliation statement? Usually in your question, you will be given a bank statement as well as a cash at bank account. You will notice that the balance are different. So how do we reconcile the difference? The first step is to ensure that the opening balance of both documents are the same. Because if they are not the same, in the bank statement is likely to contain one of the checks that are from the previous month that I mentioned earlier. Due to time difference, they didn't get recorded in the bank statement in the previous month. So what we do is we strike through the entire transaction before moving to step 2. I'm going to show you 2 examples. In question 1, how do I check the opening balance? What I do is I will be looking at the first balance, opening balance 3640 here. They match. So now I can move on to the second step. On the contrary, for question 3, if you look at question 3 now, the opening balance of 4256 in the cash at bank is different from the bank statement. So there's a difference of $200. And if you were to analyze the bank statement, you realize that, hey, here, there's the $200 that belongs to the previous month. And this check, 76451, was not issued during this month of July. Okay, so let's cancel it out. So that is what I mean by ensure that the opening balance is the same before we move on. The second step is to compare the bank statement and the cash at bank account. We compare the debit against the deposit and the credit against the withdrawal. We will then tick and circle. Tick the transactions that appear in both, circle the transactions that are missing in one of the 2. Using question 1 as an example, we will now be comparing the debit and the deposits. Take all those that are similar and circle all those that are different. So here we have 6420, 3860 very quickly. This is not included inside here. Same goes for these 2. $4280 is in. This insurance is not. 5240 is in. And we have 2. So here we can see that in the bank statement there are 4 transactions here that were carried out by the bank on our behalf. So that's why the balance do not tally. On the other hand, due to the time difference, there are 2 checks that I received from Domino and Funky Phrases, not cleared by the bank yet. Similarly, there are 2 checks that I gave out to Emily and Geraldine. Again, they are not cleared by the bank. So this 3804 is also not accurate. So what we do now is we update the cash at bank account using the circle items in the bank statement. And as you can see, these are the 4 things. So what we do is we will take all the withdrawals and we will update into the ending balance of that month. Okay, and then we will take the deposits that were unknown to us and we will update it into the credit side. Okay, so doing that, we will get this answer. 6264, by right, it should be the one that we will get later on when we do the bank reconciliation statement, which we will do now. Okay, similarly, I'm going to take the 4 checks that were not processed by the bank. I'm going to add the ones that I received. Okay, we call it the checks not yet credited. Okay, why is it not credited? Because the word credited is actually from the bank's point of view. Okay, then we will take the 2 checks that were issued but not yet cleared by the bank. We will call it checks not yet presented, and we are supposed to add those that we have received and to minus those that we have issued out. Okay, so with that, we will be able to get our answer. Here you can see that we just list out the names, the amount, and we got the 6264, which is similar to the updated cash at bank account. The one thing that students commonly don't understand is this: where do they get the information about the credit and debit? For the balance as per bank statement, you refer to the one in the question paper. You see a credit balance. Credit balance in a bank statement means there's money in the bank. For the updated cash at bank account, we will see what we have done on the previous page. Let me show you. 6264 debit. So we will be copying this amount into our balance as per updated cash at bank. So that's all for this lesson.